Hey, Reddit. I'm a 28-year-old single woman, 7 months pregnant, and in a tough spot with my family. I have a twin sister who's always been the golden child. Growing up, she got all the attention and praise, while I felt overshadowed. Now she's married but struggling with infertility. Recently, my parents asked me to give my baby to her and her husband, because they think she deserves it more due to her stable life. I was heartbroken and furious. I've worked hard to prepare for this baby, and I know I can provide a loving home as a single mum. When I refused, they escalated things, holding a family meeting to pressure me further. My mum even gave me an ultimatum, saying they'd cut me out of the family if I didn't agree. I stood firm and told them my child isn't a pawn in their games. But now I'm worried this could permanently ruin our relationship. Reddit, AITA for refusing to give up my baby to my sister. Update 1. A common theme in the comments is people suggesting me to move or get cameras, which I currently can't do either. I can't get cameras because during the fight that caused me to move out of my parents' home, they broke my laptop and I can't afford a new one yet. I also can't move because I can't afford a new house. I'm still recovering from buying my current one because that was only 5 months ago. Thankfully, however, they don't know where I live. I also forgot to include this, but my sister and her husband live with my parents. Update to people keep asking me why. I need to be told if I am the jerk and if I need to cut them off. It's because part of me can't help but feel insanely guilty for cutting them off and denying my child grandparents and an aunt.
Update 3. I have read your comments and decided to cut contact with them. I blocked them all today, and they have been posting about me non-stop on social media. They have most of my family on their side. Before they made up a story that I agreed to carry a baby for my sister and her husband. My family, other than my parents and sister, live a few hours away, so they don't know about the favoritism. Update 4. I found cameras. I found some cheap ones to connect to my phone. And yes, I have talked to my OB and told them that under no circumstances should my parents, sister, or any other person be allowed in. Most of my family have me blocked, so I can't send proof. But also because I have no proof since my parents and sister never talked about the situation on apps or messages. One more thing I didn't include. My baby is a girl. Just thought you guys might want to know.
Update 6. A lot of you keep saying that I can file a police report for the computer being broken by them. Unfortunately, I cannot. I didn't own the computer. They bought it for my sister, but when she cracked the screen, she was given a new one and they allowed me to use it for schoolwork and other things. So when they broke it, it was their property. Update 7. It's been a few days. I have the happiest announcement of my life. I gave birth. I have 2 healthy twin girls. I know I've been referring to the babies as my daughter, singular, but her twin has been hiding during every ultrasound. I love my girls more than anything in this world. Thank you to the people saying I can join their families and for all of the support in general. My heart goes out to the supporters, and I will continue posting. However, to all the people claiming it's fake, how would you feel if you put out the shittiest thing in your life and asked for opinions, but all you got was strangers not saying anything but fake? Food for thought. I will not be replying to most hate comments or comments like this anymore. Back to the positives. In future posted updates, I will be referring to my daughters as Maddie and Addie.
Update. It's been a while. I've been focusing on my girls and work, so I had no time to post. Sorry, I did set up the security cameras, and they work great. Unfortunately, they found where I live. I was at work, and my girls were at home with a babysitter. I saw on the cameras my sister's car pulling into my driveway. I immediately called the babysitter and told her to lock double, check that all of the doors and windows were locked, which they were. Then I told her to lock herself in my room, which is the farthest from the door. On the cameras, I saw my bill walk over to the door, my sister behind him. They banged on the door to get in, but after around 30 minutes when they saw my car, I left work early. They stopped banging and started watching for me, waiting for something. When I got to my door, they demanded that I open the door and let them meet their kids WTF. I told them no and to leave, which made them angry. They stormed off into their cars, and as they drove off, they were yelling about how you made a mistake and we will get our kids one way or another. I went back inside and immediately ordered more cheap cameras for my phone. After that, I took care of the kids and then put them to bed, and then I went to bed. This was 2 weeks ago. What's my next move?
Update 9. Unfortunately, I have bad news. I was at work again. I saw a random car pull into my driveway that I didn't recognize on the camera, but the car didn't leave. It was just sitting there. I had left my girls home with the babysitter. I decided to leave work and go home. When I got home, I looked through the car window, and nobody was in the car. I was confused. But then I saw the babysitter's car was gone. I was very confused by this. I walked over to the door, and it was unlocked. I opened it to see my mom, dad, sister, and my sister's husband in my living room, playing with Maddie and Addie. I immediately screamed at them, but my sister just smirked at me. She said something along the lines of, then my mum said something like, I told you to give your sister her kids. Be glad that she's nice enough not to file a report for kidnapping. I just ran down my hall into my room and locked the door, started banging on the door and screaming at me. After a little bit, police arrived. They made my family leave, but not before my family lied to them. Fortunately, I managed to prove that it was a lie. After some more screaming, they eventually left. I filed a police report, and that's where I am now. It's been a while. I thought it might have just been a person turning around. I was concerned because, like last time, you wouldn't give me my kids, so we had to do this. I screamed at them to get away from my kids and get out, but they refused. I dialed 911. When my sister realized what I was doing, she ran down the hall, and this was 2 days ago.